Hello, I'm Katie Cowan and this is the Creative Boom podcast. If you're joining me for the first time, this is a weekly dose of fun and honest conversations with creatives from all walks of life. Yes, there's loads of inspiration, but also plenty of laughs along the way. This certainly isn't a podcast that takes itself too seriously. This week, I'm speaking to you from my spare bedroom at home, following almost 3 weeks of lockdown here in the UK. How are you coping? Are you doing okay? I think I'm doing okay. I'm surviving. I hope you are too. I've decided to carry on with this podcast as it's given me loads of comfort and the normality I'm seeking right now. I thought you might benefit from it too, and so season 1 will continue until the end of June as planned. In the meantime, I've set up a free and private forum on Creative Boom to offer more support during this difficult time. You can sign up and become a member at chat.creativeboom.com. Go check it out and start chatting with other creatives. There are 1,400 members so far, and everyone's really helping each other get through these weird, challenging times. So let's get to our next guest, which is Jordan Yates, a designer, illustrator and animator from Manchester. We met before coronavirus was even a thing. He'd just gone freelance and is also running an amazing venture called Design Recovery, a free event that gives people a safe place to talk openly about mental health, something I felt would help all of us right now. He'd just been to the dentist, so half of his face wasn't even working, and I think he might have spent most of the time worrying about dribbling. It was very funny. We talked about nostalgic sweets, the state of our teeth, and our love of pies. But we also covered loads of great advice on freelancing. Here's what we had to say. I'm here with my next guest, Jordan Yates, a graphic designer, illustrator and animator based in Manchester. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, really well. How are you? I hear that you've just been to the dentist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have, and I've not slipped anything yet, and my face is slowly reducing back to normal size.
That's good to know. So if you dribble, I've got some spare tissue.
That's good.
That's
Luckily,
fine.
This isn't a video. That's all I'm saying.
So why the kind of dentist? Are you like me? You had some really naughty sweets when you were younger?
Pretty much, yeah. To be honest, yeah, exactly that. Actually, I went down the whole Zaps, toxic wastes.
Zaps, wow! I remember Zaps.
Yeah, and they had the because Zaps were mint. They had the turquoise Zaps.
Yes.
That were like the blue Smarties.
Yes.
And they suddenly just disappeared one day.
Yeah, what was that all about?
I don't know. Maybe it was like the blue Smarties, just way too many additives and crazy stuff going on in there. But I loved them.
I did.
I just absolutely loved sweets growing up, and I ironically don't have them now. But when I was growing up, I used to be that guy in school that went and got all the cans of Coke and sort of sold them on the sly.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
That's quite entrepreneurial.
I mean, I'd like to say that I invested the money in some sort of business or something like that when I was high school, but really I just used to get the money from that, make sure I could get more cans of Coke the next day, and then spend the rest on strawberry laces.
Well, we'll support you in the upcoming lawsuit from Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all those sweets. Do you remember opal fruits? Well, you won't because you're way younger than me. You're only 26.
Yeah, no, I've heard of them. Yeah, I've heard of them, but I don't know them.
Apart from, as well as getting rid of all the nice blue, highly additive, bad for you sweets in my day, they also changed the names of things, which was really frustrating.
Oh, what did they change?
Well, opal fruits became Starburst.
Oh, really?
Yes. And just recently there was a campaign on social media to bring opal fruits back, and they've actually brought them back, which is really good. Yeah, amazing. Nice. Not that I don't think I'd have them though now, because I'd rather like to keep my remaining teeth.
Yeah, don't you don't end up like me.
And and then there was like what's it called? The Snickers used to be called Marathon.
Yes, and there was a campaign to bring that back, wasn't there?
I didn't see that. I don't know if they brought that back. But
no,
why did they change the names?
Marathon's a great name for
It was.
A chocolate nut bar.
Yeah, so, it's nice. I like talking about sweets and being all nostalgic and remembering all the things we used to get from the tuck shop, which I don't think they have tuck shops anymore in schools.
No.
Because they've actually, taken nutrition seriously these days.
Yeah, because it's like I was saying to you earlier, like I find it so funny that one of my friends at work, she's her daughter just loves like healthy food. So now it gets to the point where like my friend just kind of has to go to her daughter like, do you want some chocolate? Like, have some chocolate. And she's like, no, carrot, please.
Oh my goodness me.
Like,
That's good though.
It's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good. But I think it's funny that my friend's just like, God, when I was a kid, it was the other way around. I'd be like begging for chocolate, where she's like, give me a carrot.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's nice to know times have moved on.
Yeah, exactly.
People are saving their teeth now. And
exactly.
it's different generations, because I remember my nana used to, when we went out for, lunches at cafes and stuff, she used to just slip me a sugar lump and say, go on, eat it up. And my mum would tell her off. And my nana would say, well, it's good for her, And it's just a different day. Anyway.
Yeah. No, completely, yeah.
So you grew up in Wigan?
Yes,
right? Yeah.
So land of the pies, love a good pie.
Yeah. Oh gosh, me too. What's your favourite?
I'm going to say steak pie.
Right.
But recently I made a cottage cheese and caramelised onion. Not cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese sounds
that
horrible.
Sounds horrible, yeah. A goat's cheese and caramelised onion pie,
Nice.
which, to be honest, is a little bit of a
treat.
I want to make more of them, but they're so bad.
Yeah, I do like a good pie. We have, where I grew up, we had a kind of chain called Chatwin's.
Yeah.
And they did pork and apple, and nobody else in the country does pork and apple. And obviously I'm trying to cut back on meat, so I'm not having them anymore. Yeah. But I was always horrified when I went round the rest of the UK and went into pie shops and asked for a pork and apple, and they'd just look at you like you were strange. What are you on about? But it's only a Cheshire thing, apparently.
Well, I find it funny, like I went back down to London like 2 years ago or something like that with my partner Rachel, and she was like, "Oh, we'll take you to this pie shop."
Yeah.
And she knew that Wigan was known for pies, but I don't think she knew they were known just for pies, not like good pies, just generally the pie shops everywhere.
Yeah.
And she took me to this pie shop and we cut down this pie, and it was like something on a bake-off. Like, you could see all the layers of this pie.
My goodness.
It was incredible. I remember her saying, she was like, "Oh, what do you think? Is that to Wigan standard?" I was like, yeah, it's a bit off, to be honest. I don't think you've got a way to go. And then I remember taking her for a Wigan pie, and she was like, "Oh, right. Oh, it really is just a pie. It's nothing like..."
So for a while, Rachel thought, wow, this guy is a pie connoisseur.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. And you just thought, yeah, I'll go with that.
I'll go with that. Yeah, exactly. I'll roll with that. Give Wigan some good credit.
So you were an artist in school, you were telling me.
Yes, yeah. So
you loved art.
Yeah, I loved art. I find it quite ironic, really, that through school, everything that I sort of didn't like going through school, I've ended up kind of liking now, if that makes sense. So I always I loved art. I really enjoyed art, but I actually ended up hating graphic design in school.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I think I failed it pretty much. And then went into college and got more into my illustration, stuff like that. And yeah, again, wasn't that keen on graphics, ironically. And then kind of ended up doing a graphic design course at uni because they had a pathway.
Where did you go to uni?
Went to Salford.
Oh, nice.
So I had Tash Wilcox, my lecturer.
Oh, hello,
which was
Tash.
amazing.
I bet it was.
Tash
She's
was
such a
legend.
character.
She is a character, but still to this day, I think everyone in my course was determined there was two of her. Because you could message her at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And she'd respond. But then the next day she'd be in. She'd
So
be bright,
supportive.
bubbly, jumping around. Honestly thought there was two.
I can totally understand that, yeah, because she is a kind of force, isn't she?
Yeah, she
force
is.
for good in the Northwest and everywhere, really.
Yeah,
And
she's absolutely fantastic. And I had Joe Greenhall as well, who's absolutely lovely. And we basically, I went through that. So, I started that being I'm going to do illustration. I remember getting into doing a bit of motion design and for being flipping it, I don't like this at all. It's not me. And then, ironically, since then, I'm now... in fact, then as I was going to go into illustration, I remember seeing all these things about, illustration at the time wasn't doing so well.
Right.
It's very hard to be an illustrator, things like that. So I was like, oh, God, right, well, I better try and get more into this graphics. I ended up really falling in love with it. I sort of threw myself into it, really went for it. And absolutely love it. And to be honest, I actually nearly got kicked out of uni, to be fair. I did.
Was it selling the cans of Coke on the side?
Luckily, ironically not. I to be honest, I did the thing of spending my first year sort of just going out a lot, things messing around,
being normal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then as I got into my second year, Joanne sort of sat me down and said, "Look,
Got to work.
If you got to work now, like, you know, otherwise we're going to have to sort of like kick you out. And I was like, flipping heck, really better
Pull
get
your
stuck into
socks
it.
up.
Pull my socks up, get into it. I better actually learn this Adobe software. Like,
So you did, you listened.
So I listened. I just like hunkered down. I started doing loads of tutorials, started meeting as many people as I could.
Yeah.
Because I've always like, even like throughout all that time, if I'm not sure where I'm going, like there was one point I wanted to be an architect. So I thought, oh, I'll go and get a placement in architects and see what that's like. And that was like in high school, or like there was a point where I was like, oh, packaging design. I love packaging design. So I went to go and do a placement at this place called Avocado Design, which unfortunately I think they've gone now.
Oh, it's a shame.
But yeah, they were in like Salford. They were really nice guys.
It happens.
But yeah, I found myself just getting like really stuck in, and I just loved it. And ever since then, I've just loved the like learning element of it.
Yeah, it's nice to choose a career that you feel you're never really going to reach that.
Yeah, and there's always so much to like learn. I've got literally like a list on my phone of like different tutorials I want to learn, different like skills and stuff like that. But yeah, I sort of stuck to graphics, and then since like I then like left uni, got like a job in an agency, which was amazing. And there was quite a few like little illustration projects coming into the agency, so I was able to get back into that. And then this is kind of like where I started like doing like personal projects and stuff. I had this idea to sort of do like a drawing every day for 30 days. I set up an Instagram. It's called Pop Culture Month. I think it's still live somewhere on Instagram.
Pop Culture Month. Go and have a look.
But please don't. It's so old now. And I thought, right, I'll do this. I'll stick to it. And it's crazy that like if you stick to something for like 30 days, like from where I started on it to the end, it's mad because you end up starting like, because I just did line drawings on Illustrator. So I started learning all the different things you could do with strokes and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of kept doing that all through sort of work and stuff. And the weird thing is like, that's when I started to learn like personal projects can get you like actual work, because
it gets you noticed.
Like this little personal project on an Instagram which had like 50 followers or something. It wasn't anything like special. This girl who runs Free Art Friday got in touch and wanted loads of my prints to like post up around Manchester as like a free thing.
Lovely.
Which was right. I was like, wow, okay. So then I started like really digging into the whole getting stuck into personal projects and stuff like that, and just consistently learning animation, stuff like that. And
it's all about being kind of, you know, pushing yourself forward, isn't it? When you're creative, if you want to kind of go down that path, you have to push yourself. Absolutely.
Like I think it's a bit like, you know, I was saying earlier that at one point I wanted to be an architect, at one point I wanted to do this. I feel like I love like just learning like loads of different things and almost combining them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I find like now as like a freelancer, I get like loads of like different kinds of projects in, and I can kind of go like, if there's a branding brief, then I can go, well, we can do like some branding, but also I can bring in animation as like another element, or what if I did this and that, and just sort of pull from different areas and also try and learn new things at the same time.
So when did you start working for yourself?
Literally like last year. I've done like sort of like, I worked in agencies and I've worked in-house, and it kind of got to a point where I was having like a few freelance projects and I was meeting up with people in coffee shops and just chatting, a bit like how we are now.
Yeah.
And I think like
with the drool coming out,
with the filling in my mouth, absolute standard.
Charmed them.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I showed them the design and I was drooling. They probably thought this guy really loves his design, doesn't he?
He's really passionate about graphic design.
But I just love like talking to people, and you know, like I did a branding project with one of our speakers at Design Recovery, called Natalie, and she's amazing. She's so like passionate about what she does. She's a therapist and a counsellor. And we sat in this coffee shop for about an hour. I did all my research into what she's sort of everything she's about.
Yeah.
And we noticed that like the way she writes about herself in her services, she automatically uses a lot of nature in the way she words things. You know, like it's in my nature to care, or she'll say something about like growth, compassion, so on and so forth. And a lot of what she does is just a lot of like nature walks and things like that. So I was like, all right, we've got to bring this in. So I sat her down, I sort of talked through everything that I was thinking of doing for her brand, and she brought in ideas, and I just absolutely loved it. It's just so nice, like having that like direct thing with people, because I think
doing the whole thing yourself and running your own business.
Yeah, I think, and just like sitting directly with a client as well.
Yeah.
I think that's something that, and that's the reason I sort of jumped really into freelance, or wanted to, because
that project just made you realise that was your calling.
Yeah, well, I mean, that one was like a freelance one from sort of last year, but other ones where I met with people and just sat with them, it was just, I just got a real buzz off it, you
Yeah.
know, and seeing how excited they'd get for it.
Because you're solving a problem, aren't you?
Yeah,
coming up with
massively.
ideas and bringing it all together and seeing it from
Yeah.
start to finish, which is wonderful.
And you feel like, you know, even though, yeah, it's still a job and, you know, you still, you know, it's still paid money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's nice that you feel like you're helping someone.
Yeah.
Like, and seeing them get so excited about something is just like, oh, just get such a buzz off it. It's
It
just
is.
wicked.
It's great. I'm really pleased that you've gone freelance and it's going really well for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been good. I've had lots of weird projects, which has been nice, and I love a weird project. Like I always tell this one to people. Last year, I got a really good one from it was a wedding firm
Oh, right.
who wanted a infographic done the day before Valentine's Day, which is like National Singles Day,
Right. Okay.
and it was all about where romance is the most dead in the UK.
Oh, gosh.
Which was, I was like, this is a wedding company. Like, what? And I remember doing this like logo, which is like romance written in nice little like text, and then dead with like a skull in the A. And they like responded being like, oh my God, we love that skull. And I was like, guys, I think you should get into funeral work, like, you know.
Life and death.
Yeah, so just like loads of little things like that. And it's just been wicked. Yeah, I'm just loving it. Absolutely loving
I'm
it.
glad you're finding your kind of, you know, your route that you want to go down, and you know, you'll probably change that as you grow, and
Yeah.
and that's kind of the wonderful thing about being a creative. So you mentioned design recovery.
Yes.
So this is something else that you've set up on the side. Can you tell us a little bit about that for the benefit of our listeners?
Yeah, so design recovery, it basically came around from going to a lot of like different like design events and stuff like that, and talking to people like sort of Dan mentioned it, Dan Thompson and a few other people, about how there wasn't a lot of chat about mental health in the creative industries, and just in general there wasn't a lot of mental health events at the time. So I talked to between myself, my partner, and my business partner Graham, who runs this company called Design Wellness, which is all about basically like websites and social media for therapists.
Right.
We kind of decided to set up this thing called Design Recovery, where we just get people to come in. We try and create like a really safe, open place where people can speak openly about mental health if they want to. That way we try and include everyone, and there's no like pressure. We start the talks by saying, you know, if anything feels a bit hard, please feel free to like step outside. There's literally no pressure. The events are free as well, because we want to try and keep it as sort of chilled out as possible.
And inclusive.
And inclusive, absolutely. And the first one we ran last year at Seven Brothers, and we had like Lauren from We Are Behaviour speak, Ben Clark.
Yeah. Lovely Ben.
Lovely Ben. Oh.
We just text each other in GIFs.
I think I messaged him like that as well. He's class, Ben.
He does make me laugh.
And like Graham Jones as well.
Yeah,
from
Graham.
LMU. They all did such like amazing talks. But what like really stood up was the fact that they all kind of stood up and talked about their own mental health, but with such like confidence.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, it was so nice to see them like they're owning this and they're just talking openly. And it was just a wicked event. We had loads of people come along.
That's great.
So we've got our next one actually tonight, ironically.
Oh.
So
Who's coming tonight?
So we've got Cara.
Obviously, this is going to be in the past, so
yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So we've got Karma, Karma Mason from Playground.
Yeah.
We've got Laura Orton, who she's got such a good talk. She was a police officer who's now a creative.
Oh, wow.
So she's going to be talking about why she moved from being a police officer to a creative.
Oh, gosh, I can imagine. Anyway,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
okay.
Well, apparently a lot of adult colouring books and things like that were a big influence to that. We've got Jenna Campbell talking as well.
Oh, great. From a girl...
North Lass. And
Northern
stuff.
Lass, yeah. Northern Lass.
God, I'm trying to think of who else now. We've got a therapist called Miranda from Miranda Wellbeing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and that's another thing we try and do as well. At each event, we make sure we've got a therapist on site. So if anyone wants to have a chat, they've got that option too.
That's amazing. Oh, that's a lovely idea. I'm really pleased that that's going well for you, because, mental health is something that I think only in the last couple of years people are starting to open up, be a bit more honest.
Massively.
I think the bravado of the creative industries has kind of... It's still there,
yeah,
you know.
Massively.
There's a worry. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're involved in they're involved in trying to make the design industry more inclusive, and more representative of how diverse it is, which is fantastic. But she said she was more she was obviously comfortable about talking about being a woman of colour, but she was very uncomfortable about, and I can't speak on her behalf, but she was uncomfortable talking about her own disability and her own illness that she went through, and all the kind of associated things. Because I guess there's a stigma, or there probably still is, of when we're ill or when we're suffering from depression, or when we're not coping, which is all human, it's all normal, that it might affect our career, or, we might feel shame putting our hands up and saying, well, actually, I had a difficult year and I lost my confidence and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I've been writing lots more honest kind of pieces on Creative Boom.
Yes.
And I was really surprised at the response, really surprised. People like messaging me, probably if you printed it out, 3 pages worth of their own story. And, it's quite, I mean, I suppose you've had this doing design recovery. People come to you and they kind of, they're so encouraged by you doing this brave thing and putting on this event that they feel that they can open up and talk. And it's lovely, isn't it, to be able to do that?
It's absolutely amazing. Like I say, it's not an easy thing to sort of come out and talk about. And it's not an easy thing to say, like, if you're in the workplace or something and you're suffering depression, it's not an easy thing to go to your boss and talk about.
No.
And it's just not an easy thing to talk about in general. It's like last year, I don't mind saying that my parents got a divorce. They're going through a divorce. And for a while, I was so just stubborn and being like, because I'm quite an happy, energetic person, that I kind of kept doing that. For a long time, like kept going like that. Just go into like
dusting it under the carpet and pretending it wasn't happening.
Exactly, and trying to be that guy that's like, hey, life of the party and stuff like that. And it's actually when you start to go, you know what? Actually, I just need to let myself be sad about it, and then you can start to like recover from that. Yeah. But I feel like in your head, you feel like you should always be happy, like, and
there's a
stuff
pressure,
like that.
Definitely,
massively.
Yeah,
and I think it's nice now. Like, last thing I was saying to you earlier, I see a lot more people on Twitter now saying like, "Oh God, I'm really suffering with anxiety today," or something like that. And it's almost by getting it out there, as hard as it is, it's not in your head anymore.
No.
And when it's in your head, it's worse because you can kind of build it up. But as soon as it's out there and you can talk to someone about it, it just relieves a little bit of that pressure. I won't, I can't say it'll go, but at least then you don't feel like you're holding all this in on your own.
Yeah, exactly. And then that magic happens where people come forward and share their stories, and they might not be sort of coming out publicly about it. I mean, I've had a lot of DMs on Twitter from people saying, I read your story about how you lost your confidence, Katie, and I really, it really connected with me, and then they would tell me their story. And, these are, it sounds ridiculous to say it, these are grown men who are much older than me. And it got me thinking, well, obviously I've been focused a lot on women's rights and, gender equality and all that. But sometimes I think men, we kind of forget about them too, in the sense that in this country, there's a serious problem with men and suicide and mental health, because I don't know what it's like to grow up as a boy, obviously. But I can imagine for a lot of people that kind of, boys don't cry. And
exactly. There's
you have to put on a brave face.
Or like you have to play football and things like that.
You have to be manly. Men don't, talk about their problems.
Exactly. And I think there's still a lot of that. Like, I know, obviously not going to mention any names here, but I definitely know people who still have that big wall up. I mean, God, I did, obviously, last year. I can't be upset about that. Like, just got to crack on. And actually, when, the more we talk about it, hopefully the easier it is. And like I say, I think since, design recovery and stuff, and people are sort of talking more about it. Like, hopefully tonight we're going to have time to do a Q&A as well, which will be wicked, with some of our speakers so people can ask questions. But I think especially in the creative industries as well, I found that when I
no, it's me. I'm just. You're not dribbling. I've noticed I got a spot on my chin this morning, and I felt it sort of like, oh gosh, that was my stomach. Gosh, every time I do these podcasts, my stomach decides it's going to be really hungry. I'm sure I was interviewing Ian Anderson the other day, and my stomach was growling all the way through, and I'd had breakfast, I'd had lunch, I was absolutely fine. But yeah, my stomach's just misbehaving on these podcasts.
I was like, when
I was touching my chin because I thought, oh, is that spot growing?
I thought you were like,
not drooling.
All right, okay.
You can relax, don't worry.
I was literally like, oh no, not now. But yeah, so
quiet stomach.
Yeah, do you know when like you're in an exam in school and you have to sort of do like loads of weird movements with your stomach to try and stop it?
Yeah, you do. Well, this is why I'm going to be sort of dancing in my seat now and occasionally touching my chin because I'll be like,
I'll have to keep remembering. I'll just automatically do it. I'll be like, hang on, because I can't feel half my face, so I don't know.
Anyway, sorry.
So it's all right.
But there's strength, isn't there? And that's the irony of it. It takes more courage and strength to sort of put your hand up and say, I'm struggling, than it does to just sort of pretend everything's okay.
And hold it in. And I think especially like, obviously design career came around because I think a lot of the creative industry, obviously there's a lot of pressure from like, not being enough like women creative directors and things like that. But also luckily I think this is going down, but I mean, you'll know this yourself. In a lot of agencies of old, the whole working 12-hour days constantly was just the norm. The hustle, constantly hustling, constantly going. And it's just no good. Like, it's just not the way to sort of move forward with things. Like you say, the hustle mentality. And then obviously there's all sort of like, as designers, the work we do is very personal. So it's about trying to separate yourself from your work, because when you do get criticism, sometimes you can end up taking it to heart.
Absolutely. On Twitter, when these new kind of rebrands go live, it just drives me mad when I see the kind of...
People just go for them, don't they?
Yeah, but it's funny how, like, I don't know, it's a complicated thing to talk about, actually, because people can share their opinion on somebody's work, but I always think when somebody's saying something about somebody else in whatever capacity, it says more about them than it does what they're trying to say. And I also think, why waste the energy?
Exactly.
You weren't there in the meeting. You don't know the client. You don't know what the client, did and said, oh, we don't like that. Great idea. Could you do this instead? You don't know any of the kind of process. No. I talked to somebody from Pentagram.
Wicked.
And I won't mention who, but I suppose I could. But anyway, I'll keep it discreet. And they were sort of talking about this whole Twitter thing and how they just switch off social media whenever they do a big launch. Of something big, of a rebrand, of some massive kind of... He personally switches off social media.
That's good.
So he can just avoid it because he just doesn't want to hear it. Because like you said, they weren't there. They weren't there for 3 years working on this. And really, he's just so tired by the whole project. He'd just quite like to go and hide and recover and then work on the next thing.
I think the thing is as well, like most people on Twitter anyway, especially, it's just the logo people put up.
Yeah.
You don't get to see the whole brand and everything around it. Because people might, they might be just like, they've changed like a logo to just like a simple sort of serif typeface or whatever. Yeah. And because people just see that serif, this is a rubbish logo. But they don't see like past that. They don't see the whole brand past that.
You certainly need a lot of armour when you're a designer or doing anything that goes out into the public realm. Yeah, you need like, a decent load of armour to sort of survive the comments, and you just got to kind of take it on the...
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, actually, do you? I mean, this is the thing. This is the great thing about talking about mental health. Yeah. Do we need to take it on the chin, or do we can we be open and have that conversation and say, well, actually, that's not fair. Give me some constructive criticism, but don't...
That's the difference.
Say that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you get from that? Come up with an intelligent kind of piece of, wizardry of how you think we could have done it better, and then maybe I'll talk. But for now, you're irrelevant. Go away.
Yeah. There's a difference between like negative and constructive, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hugely.
Yeah. But I think that's changing. Yeah. I think people are starting to think a little bit more about what they put out there because it reflects on them. I mean, when Twitter first came out, I thought, whenever anybody approached you, and wanted to follow you or started engaging in conversation, the thing that always amazed me was that I would always look at what their feed was like and what they were talking about. And if it was just very, very negative, I would just kind of think, well, I don't really want to follow this person.
No, exactly.
It just, anyway, it's my little rant. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people are negative when they've got such a great opportunity to be positive and put something good out there
Yeah,
in the
use
world.
it as a good place.
As
a good
force
place.
for good,
Yeah.
exactly. Anyway, moving on. Twitter's been very good for me.
Yeah.
Creative Beam wouldn't really be where it's at without Twitter. I mean, all the friends I've made on there and all the kind of
Massively.
connections. It's been fantastic. And there's a massive, I mean, we talk about the negativity of it sometimes, but really, I'd say 80% of it is very positive. Very supportive.
The design community, especially here in Manchester, is
Fantastic.
amazing.
Oh, yes.
And on Twitter, the design community is fantastic. You've probably had this where you've gone somewhere, I don't know, to an event like in London or something like that.
Yeah.
And someone will come up to you and be like, "Oh, hi, Katie, you're all right." And
Yeah.
you'll be like, Who are you? And then
because their avatar will be completely different. It'll be like a little scrawl of a logo, and then you'll go, oh
my God, it's you,
Jim Bob Jones.
Good old Jim Bob.
Come in, send it in. We've been friends on Twitter for 10 years.
Yeah.
My God, we finally met.
I love that. I think I had something like that recently when I went and spoke at like Glug Leeds, and this person was like, "You're Jordan," and I'm like, "Yes, I am." Trying to like figure out who this person was, like, maybe we've been chatting on Twitter, and then came here to give me a big hug, and I was like,
oh, I love that.
Yes, absolutely.
Hugs are good.
Oh yeah, I'm a big. Literally, I'm pretty sure every person in Manchester will say that. Like, I just greet people by bear hugging them.
I don't mind hugs. You have to be careful though these days because it's not everybody likes to be touched or hugged.
Yeah.
So I've kind of become very conscious, even though I'm quite tactile. I have to be careful.
Yeah.
So I might sort of say, can we have a hug?
Yeah.
Can I send it in? Or I'll say, I'll go to shake their hand, and if they come and grab me and hug me, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Well, I had like
difficult.
an awful one. So when I first met Rachel's dad, you won't mind me saying this because he's found it funny.
Hello, Rachel's dad.
Hello, Rachel's dad. Hello, Richard. When I went for the hug first time because we had a great pub meal. I went for the hug and I just felt something in my stomach, and I was like, oh no, and it was the handshake. But it was in my stomach because I'd gone and hugged Grayson.
He'd gone to shake.
Yeah, handshake. And I'd gone for the big bear hug.
Awkward.
And he was like, we're not there yet. And I was like, right.
Oof, wow.
But luckily, he's got quite good banter, you see. So ever since then, so like I remember bringing some boxes up to Rachel's room, and Richard was like, I'd give you a hug, mate, but your hands are full. And I'd be like,
oh, that's great. Oh, no, he likes you.
All my mates know about it now. It's like an ongoing joke. And
he
I feel
likes you. I know. I can tell. Dads and daughters are kind of another thing entirely. I mean, that's his little princess.
Yeah.
And, you will... there'll be trouble if you hurt her. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I suppose a big lad from Wigan, like, as well.
My dad hugs my husband, Tom, all the time, calls him son, which is really kind of, makes my little bottom lip wobble when I think of it. Oh. And calls upon my husband because my Tom's a software developer, and he's always sort of, not always, but he'll put a message on the WhatsApp family group and say, oh, I can't get this Apple TV to work, just to kind of like put it out there like a little fishing line. Yeah. Sorry, Dad. And Tom will go, I can come round this weekend if you want and get it all set up. And it's just lovely, they'll disappear into the lounge, and Tom will be sorting out wires and stuff. My dad's very competent, and he can get like 80% of the way there. Isn't that right, Dad? But yeah, Tom comes in and does all this sorcery with, I don't know, I just make it work, I say to him. But anyway, moving on.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, it's me rambling about my family and wires and cables. But yeah, I think it's all these conversations we're having about mental health is just so positive.
Yeah, massively.
And the fact that we are hesitating and can I hug that person? Is that appropriate? Is it professional? It's really good. It's very positive.
Yeah.
There is, I don't know, sometimes you see a bit of a backlash against it. Why I think I saw a tweet somewhere recently, somebody sort of saying, why is everyone talking about their anxiety all of a sudden? I'm like, well, it kind of needs to be talked about.
Massively.
These are sort of boundaries that are being broken. People are kind of entering this kind of uncomfortable new territory.
Yeah.
I mean, I find myself talking more and more about what I've been through just doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And this podcast for me represents kind of a new chapter of my life because I went through kind of a couple of difficult years, confidence crashed, midlife crisis, all the rest of it, quite normal.
Yeah.
But it was my own thing. And I thought, right, I'm going to do this podcast because this is going to give me courage and confidence, and it's going to help me. And actually, I really am in a fantastic place right now.
That's wicked.
But
That's really good.
But the thing is, I know now that can happen again.
Yeah.
So you always have to check in with yourself.
Yeah.
And talking about this and accepting that you're human and other people are suffering as well, that we're all the same.
All the same, exactly.
It's so, it lifts such a weight off the shoulders, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. And it's like you say, everyone's going through the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like, really, or has, everyone's had like a day where they feel like rubbish.
Yeah.
Or they've had the anxiety. And it's a bit like, just to bring it back sort of the creative side of things, it's like we were talking earlier about how more and more people are being quite open about their work and stuff. So like,
yes.
I remember when one of the first talks I did at Club Manchester, it was around the time I'd seen a lot of design talks, and I had a bit of that thing of like seeing all these amazing designers being like, God, I'm never going to be able to do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
And there's a lot of pressure that comes with that.
And all this Instagram stuff as well. And you see all this amazing work and all this perfection.
Yeah.
All these perfect lives.
But now that's the nice thing that's changing is like a lot of like agencies and stuff are putting up the work, but then showing all like the scribbled sketches behind it all
the work that's
all the
involved.
Work that's gone into that,
the
and
pain.
I love that honesty about it. And it's like, so like when I did one of my first like Club Manchester talks, I just came on with like my first logo that I did, and it was god awful. Like it was awful. So
I bet it wasn't that bad.
Oh no, it was. So it was in uni, and it was around the time, to be honest, that I nearly got kicked out. I quickly did this logo, and it was for a youth charity called Charisma, who are fantastic guys, and they've got they've got a lovely logo, and it was just a concept I'd done in uni for it. And obviously, I'm laughing about it now, it's so bad. I came into Joanna, I presented this logo, and I was like, this logo, and she was like, John, turn it on its side, what does it look like? I was like,
a
bit like a knife, I suppose. And she was like, yeah, it's not okay, that. So it was really, really bad. Since then, I've not done anything like that. But
because you've really had to sort of think about it, but you've learned
absolutely.
from that lesson.
I mean, admittedly, that was that's what I did back for that project. But then, I went on stage and showed everyone this. I was like, this is an awful logo. It doesn't tick any boxes. It's horrendous. It's terrible. But I want to show you that this is a bad one, and that we've all got bad ones. And I'd almost wish that people would bring them out more. And then since then, I've like seen a talk from like Studio DVD. He's done a talk where like he was going like, look, this is a logo I've done recently. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's rubbish. But there it is. And I feel like everyone watching that, because a lot of people like will see him as like, because he is a fantastic designer, and people will see that and go, actually, he does have some work he's not proud of.
Yeah, of course, he's normal.
He's normal. And it's so nice that it brings everyone back down to that sort of level. And then really you realise that a lot of these designers that you think are amazing, they probably are looking at other designers thinking they're amazing.
Oh,
and it kind of goes on and goes on.
Yeah. When I've been interviewing people over the last couple of months, I always ask the question. Well, not always, but maybe when the microphone's not switched on. I say, do you ever get intimidated by the other work that's out there? Do you suffer?
Yeah.
Every single one of them's like, oh yeah, God, yeah. You worry about getting left behind. And as you get older, you've gone through the kind of years of energy and youth, and then as you get older, you start worrying about those people that are coming up behind you who have got youth on their side and lots of energy and are coming up with all these fresh ideas, and so you're petrified that you're going to get left behind. So you've got a whole new kind of worms to look forward to when you turn 40. Yeah, that'll be nice. We can do another podcast. I can tell you it's going to be okay.
I'll get a filling ready for in time.
Well, you'll be having dentures by then.
I know.
Yeah, so it's great that you're doing that, and really positive. And
it's wicked.
I think the design industry is opening up more, and I never expected this podcast to be what it is.
Yeah.
And that people were just so, like keen to talk about these things. And gosh, I've been talking about all sorts of stuff that I wasn't anticipating at all. And I've found sometimes people have been interviewing me and asking me questions about what I've been through. So that's kind of been uncomfortable territory, but really good.
Well, good. It's a bit of self-reflection for yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because, you just didn't talk about it 20 years ago. You kind of just got on with it. You kind of, it wasn't a subject that anybody was really chatting about.
Yeah.
Because we're all all right? We're getting on with it.
We're getting on with it. We're working those 12-hour days in an agency.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Absolutely. So what else have you been up to lately? You still sort of finding freelancing is working for you?
Yeah, I think that's the other thing about the sort of Twitter is that so many freelancers are very open about like, oh, here's our rates work and things like that. I've got so much help off people off Twitter and stuff, and it's just an amazing sort of group of people.
Yeah, that's another thing that's been happening lately. Ben the Illustrator,
oh yeah, amazing
Lisa
guy.
Maltby,
Yeah.
They've both been doing kind of surveys of pricing. And Ben, I think, is Lisa specifically on pricing and how to sort of charge, which has been so helpful. And we've got another podcast episode with Lisa talking about that.
Yeah.
And Ben the Illustrator is sort of in the midst of another survey, having done a very interesting one last year. Oh God, that was my stomach again.
Need to do different movements on the chair.
I need to sort of dance a little bit more. Yeah.
Just need to do like different stretches,
do
star
stretches.
jumps and stuff. Yeah,
I've got it. I'll do some yoga. And so that is good. There's more transparency.
Yeah.
People are less guarded and they're sort of opening up and realising that there is kind of enough work to go around, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's okay to sort of say, oh, I'm a bit busy, but Jordan might be able to help.
Yeah, I've done that as well. Like, it's been nice that, a few the animators in Manchester, like, they'll either pass on to work to me or like I'll pass on work to them. And there's no like, oh, that's mine. Oh, it's just very like nice and open. And, we're all trying to make a living and stuff like that. And it's just wicked. It's absolutely wicked. So I've been working on some like cool little bits of animation and illustration at the moment. Like I say, getting some like nice, weird briefs. Like I've got one at the moment where a client wants the mascot illustrating. So they've sent a plush toy of the mascot for me to like illustrate.
Oh wow! What, like one of those gorgeous
it's
stuffed
like
toys?
It's a husky as well, which is like a mint dog to like illustrate.
Oh.
And they were
Can
like,
you keep it?
Yeah, it's literally in my room now. Like it's become part of the house now.
Have you given it a name?
I think it's called Sasha. And luckily, it's I'm using it as a way to sort of like, because I really want a dog, and my partner does too. And so I sort of came home one day, I was like, look, here you go.
Oh.
Like, hopefully that'll just give us a bit more time.
Everybody's getting dogs at the moment.
I know, but I already know what we're calling him as well. We're going to get a Westie called Winston.
Oh.
And then somewhere down the line, we might get a Staffy called Ramsey.
Ramsey
and Winston. It works, doesn't it?
That does work. That's elegant, and I feel like there needs to be a picture of you on your own doorstep with the camera at kind of dog level, and you sort of standing regally above them, looking happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, especially because like now as well. Again, I suppose this is another thing with the mental health side of things, is this has been like the first time I've worked at home all day on my own and stuff.
Okay.
Which I'm quite like a social person and stuff. And
I can
love,
imagine.
like chatting people. So at the moment, like when Rachel comes in from work, I am the dog, because I will run to the door.
You'll
and be
run
like,
to the door and see
hey,
him.
how was your day? Oh my God, how are things going? Well, she's just like, I've
That's
just
what I do.
finished work. I'm just like, let me sit down.
I'm just getting in. Let me get a cup of tea on.
Yeah. Whereas I'm just like dead excited because someone's there. So I mean, that's what's been nice about working out at Cultureplex as well, because there's some really interesting people that end up working here.
Oh yeah,
like, I was
this
chatting
place
to
is great.
Yeah, I was chatting to this guy from Bruntwood who was just sat next to me, and I was just sort of like did that thing where he's got InDesign open on his laptop. So I was like,
my friend Graham, who works for Man City, he comes in here sometimes. So you never know who's going to be in here. There's like people from the BBC. I've seen a few actors in here.
Yeah, I've seen like Boohoo and stuff in here as well.
Right.
And it's just it's just nice.
It's a nice place, and they've been very kind to donate this cinema room to me, which is now where I live. I live at the back there. I've got like a sleeping bag on the back row.
They
and
have such comfy seats. I think I said to you at the
you're
start of this,
enjoying it,
I
aren't you?
honestly don't think I'll be able to get up. I'm just literally sinking into this seat.
I'll get you another cup of tea, and we can just stay here all day talking about design and all the rest of it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so Manchester is changing. I mean, you went to Salford Uni here. You've obviously stuck around in the city.
Yeah,
it's great, isn't it?
Oh, it just keeps developing and growing. Really, I mean, when did you come to Manchester?
Well, I studied at Preston.
Okay. I know my brother studied there, and a few of my mates did as well.
Yeah,
so it's good uni.
Yeah, it was Tokyo Joe's and Squires.
Although
that would have probably changed.
Turtle Bay, was that the
Turtle Bay?
Or was that a new thing?
Well, bearing in mind I graduated in 2000.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit older than your mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my 40s now. But anyway, we were told back then to go to London because that's where all the sort of
I remember hearing this as well.
jobs were. Yeah, I just never fancied London.
No,
it was
I didn't
always
either.
too big. I'm a small town girl, and I think Manchester. I moved here 10 years ago with my husband Tom. We were living sort of in the sticks.
Yeah.
And it was nice being near family and all the rest of it. But 10 years ago, I was in my 30s. I was like a bit bored. I wanted city life.
Yeah.
And kind of moved here and haven't looked back. And now I'm living south of the city in a lovely little house.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, dream come true. I always wanted that kind of perfect mix between city life and small town. And
absolutely.
I found it, I think.
Yeah, I love living in Manchester. I used to live in Tomodon for a little bit, which is near Hebden Bridge.
Yeah.
Which is like beautiful
Absolutely
area.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful area.
Yeah.
But I did the whole commute thing as well for a few years, which was like...
Yeah, tough.
Tough, yeah. Northern Rail tough, yeah. I loved living... I keep catching your bracelet on, like...
Oh, is it me? It's my watch. It's reflecting.
I kept thinking someone was like at the door then.
Popping the head round.
Popping the head, hello. But yeah, no, I love Tomodon. Like Tomodon was a great area for like, I'm quite into my running and stuff, so it was a great area for that. But, and it was nice sort of coming to the city and then come back to the countryside. So I totally get what you mean by being a little bit out. And you got the van as well, which is wicked. I've
got a camper van, yeah. That is just dream come true. I never thought we'd get one, but we just kind of looked at each other. A bit like, how everyone's getting a dog to cheer themselves up because the global,
so instead of
the world
dog, we'll get the van.
We'll get a van because we don't really want a dog just yet. Because we're both kind of out a lot and we just, I don't know. I'd love a dog. I'd love something fluffy and I'd love to call it George.
George, that's nice.
Yeah, great-grandfather was called George. We had a George Millward. And I just love the name George.
George is cool, yeah.
It's a grand name.
I feel like for a dog it works because like if I didn't call a dog Winston, I'd probably call it Arthur or something.
Yes.
Like, there's a barbers I go to in town and one of the guys there, he's got a dog that's called Grandpa. And generally it looks like a granddad, and it's amazing. It proper just acts like a granddad. It just sits in the couch, its sort of head like that, just like looking a bit miserable, and it's just brilliant.
Reading the paper,
reading the paper, and he'll just go, right, move out of the way, Grandpa, and he'll just be like, sort of stagger along.
And that's where you get your haircut.
Yeah, brilliant. Exactly.
Oh, you men, you're so lucky. I bet it only costs you 20 quid or something like that.
Yeah. To be fair, I've heard. For girls, it's like a hell of a lot more expensive.
Well, mine isn't too bad, and she's great, and I don't mind paying it because she's always such a laugh, and she always looks after me. This is about £75, but I have to get my hair dyed now because I'm going grey. I know, sucks, doesn't it? It's not fair. No. I don't want to get old. I want to be 25 again and run around Manchester and be creative. And can we just live forever? When are they going to invent that pill?
I know they need that pill. I mean, I personally, I feel like I'm still waiting to grow my beard. I'm still waiting for that to happen. This is literally like not even shaved or anything.
Really?
Seriously.
Sorry, there was a kind of like gasp then, wasn't there for me?
There was like audible gasp. Like, yeah. But
being hairy as well, that comes with its kind of, not that I would know, but it comes with its downside. You'd have to go for regular kind of, you'd have to shave every day.
But then if I got the glasses as well, I'd have the full on like designer look.
Oh God, and then you'd be like proper hipster.
Yeah. I already live in Ancoats. It's just beard's all I'm missing.
Ancoats.
I know. All I'm missing now is that beard.
That is transformed.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Fantastic. I love that pizza place. And
Rudy's.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I could live at Rudy's.
They do amazing lemon olives. Are perfect. Oh, try the olives. Ooh. If they still do them. Yeah, amazing.
Well, because it's like 10th best in the world now, isn't it?
Is it?
Something like that.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. Well, thank you so much for coming in and meeting me and having a chat about what you're up to. And I wish you all the luck. And
thank you so much.
I'm definitely going to pop along to one of your events. And,
please do. I think we're going to do another one in summer, hopefully with some names further afield from Manchester.
Oh, fantastic.
We'll keep that very mysterious for now.
Don't worry, we'll share the links in the description for this episode when it comes out.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Creative Boom podcast with me, Katie Cowan. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe or leave us a review. Go to creativeboom.com/podcast. If you'd like to keep up with everything that's happening on Creative Boom, you can sign up to our weekly newsletter out every Tuesday by going to creativeboom.com and adding your email address to our footer. Join me next time when I'll be chatting to Kay Dunnings, the creative director of Shangri-La at Glastonbury Festival. Yes, the event has been cancelled this year, but Kay has such a fascinating story to tell, I felt it was relevant to still share. Until then, take care.